right, so we are continuing on with our ways to earn with team building. So we are going to explore the binary bonus and my personal favorite and a very exciting leadership development opportunity, the mentor matching bonus. So from a binary bonus standpoint, and Steve touched on this a little, we are moving this to starting at the 3-star manager rank. So the qualifications to earn binary bonus, you'll have to at least be a paid rank of 3-star manager or higher. And you have to have a minimum of 300 BV in that weaker side of your binary, your pay side. Okay, so just 2 requirements. And again, just like the other bonuses, as you advance in rank, the percentage that you earn on that binary pay side, the weaker side, increases with your rank. So it starts at 5% and then maximizes at 10% at the 3-star director level and higher. The weekly maximum that you are eligible to earn in any given week on binary bonus also increases with your paid rank. So again, these are reasons why. Why do I want to advance in rank? Because you want to maximize your earning opportunity. This is another one of those bonuses. We have moved to a percentage-based concept. This simplifies things. You apply that percentage to the amount of volume in that pay leg, in that pay side, and that's your earnings amount up to your maximum earnings. Once this bonus is paid, that volume is removed from the binary pay side, and the same amount of volume is removed from the stronger side. And that stronger side carries forward. So conceptually, from a binary standpoint, this, from a volume and how it carries forward, is the same. So now on to the very exciting mentor matching bonus, okay? This is an extremely lucrative earning opportunity for leadership development, because what this does is it matches you on individuals within your organization that are a paid rank of 1-star director and higher. That is what we mean when we say a generation. So there's you, that's a 1-star executive, let's just say. So where do I find my generations? You will go into each individual personally enrolled brand partner team. And you are going to walk down that team, or not you, the commission engine, the very robust commission engine is going to do this calculation, is going to walk down that team and find individuals that have a minimum rank of 1-star director. Once you reach someone, that is that generational match. So for example, in my super simplified example with just 3 single lines of a business, in my first line, that person that I personally enrolled is a 1-star director. So that is my generation 1 individual that I will get matched on in that team. And then below them is another 3-star director. So that's above a 1-star director. That then becomes my generation 2 match in that organization. Below them is someone that's below 1-star director. So I'm going to ignore that level 3 person. And on level 4, I have a 1-star director. So that becomes my generation 3 match in that leg. In my second leg, I actually don't have my first 1-star director until 5 levels down. So that becomes my generation 1 match in that team. So it's kind of like that level earning compression, but like on steroids. And here's the other thing. Does my brand partner 1 just sponsor 1 person? No, they have 3, 4, 5. So this calculation is not only going down each of your individual lines, it's going down every single branch and subline that person sponsored. So this calculation is extremely robust, okay? So the reason that I wanted to make sure that you understood this concept is because now when you look at this chart, this is a lot more exciting, right? Because as a 1-star director, I am going to receive that generation 1 match on every single individual that is a 1-star director or higher, as long as they're the first person within each individual line. That becomes my Gen 1, so that's who I matched on. And just like all the other bonuses, here's the why do I want to keep advancing in rank? Why do I want to move from 1-star director to 2 to 3 to executive? Because not only do your percentage earnings increase, your generational depth opportunity increases. So now that you understand what a generation is, imagine how far down in your organization you are going to reach as a presidential, being able to go down 6 generations in depth of individuals that are ranked as a 1-star director or higher. Maybe it's 10 levels, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100. This is an extremely huge opportunity to taproot. And I'm going to welcome Meredith up on stage because this is a topic she is extremely passionate about and is very excited to speak on.
Oh my gosh, that is an understatement. Is baby jumping over the taproot concept? Oh my gosh, so thank you, Emily, for letting me come out. Anybody that knows me, and if you look at the intention, if you look at the strategy, what we wanted to accomplish with these enhancements, where's Steve? With the enhancements, what we wanted to accomplish, first of all, obviously, we wanted to make sure that we were still paying out that 60%, but that we were reallocating it so that we could make sure that we weren't hitting that cap, because it is painful for us to do it. We don't want to do it. That was part of that calibration. That was a big piece of it, because when you earn it and you have it, we want it in your pocket so that you're not turning your pockets inside out like Steve was doing and looking like the little banker on Monopoly. Right? Okay, we don't want to do that. Okay, so that was really a big one. And so we wanted to look at that, and we wanted to make sure on that retention piece that we were keeping people by putting money in their pockets more quickly. Okay, and that's why we're going to have over 60% more check earners when this plan goes live. Over 60% more check earners. Over 60% more people getting a check. And the numbers don't lie. We have looked at week after week after week. But the third piece in there, when you said we want to reward the behaviors, and you looked at those 5 areas, one of them was building this sustainable organization. And to build a sustainable organization means that you need in direct selling to build deep and wide. And deep, and you need to have that balance, even in a binary. Even in a binary. So when we looked at this and we looked at the check match, it was like this we knew was an area where we could really move the needle for all of you that are looking to your LifeWave business to be that multi-generational opportunity, to be that legacy. And that's why this was such an exciting area for us, because you want to be getting paid check matches on the people that actually have a check that you want to match. Right? Okay, I don't want your thank you for a $20 check match. I appreciate it. I would much rather have a $200 check match or a $2,000. I mean, I want to have some money for my effort, especially if I'm getting on a plane or I'm on your 3-way calls all the time and I'm helping. But the key to the taproot is a very interesting concept. And I know most of you, if you've been around direct selling for a while, you've heard it before. I heard it for the first time in 2007. And I was doing studying, and I was, looking at Amway. I was just looking at all the iconic companies, and I was trying to get my head right. I had enrolled in 12 different network marketing companies, so I was getting all their getting started kits. I had moved over to corporate, and I wanted to figure out what really were the best practices of the leaders in our sector, because I love the sector, because it helps ordinary people have an extraordinary life. It may not be for everybody, but it could be for anybody. Right? So in love with this concept, and I heard the speaker talking about it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, that is so brilliant. The key to taprooting. And so if you're not familiar with what that is, you think about trees, and trees have a taproot that goes down and it grounds them into the earth. It's why palm trees can be susceptible to being blown over in hurricanes, because they don't have a taproot. They grow wider, but they don't have that depth to make it solid. So that taproot concept is applied to direct selling. But what happens sometimes is that people, they want to work in depth, but they're not getting rewarded down there. And so we could never really talk about taprooting at LifeWave because it was a 3-level check mesh. But now you have a reason, besides that you're wonderful, good people, and you care and you love and you want to see them succeed, which is why you are a beautiful community. And so I'm not discounting the value of that. But now, actually, especially if you have to invest your time and expense to go places and do things with people, now you can actually say, well, I am being paid and reimbursed in a certain way because I'm getting a check match now. And it's incredible. So when you think about this concept of taprooting, this is where you go into your back office and you identify your lines, again, your personally sponsored lines, and you look down at each one of them and you identify those 1-star directors. And so once you do, you help them to grow, because right now, and we've been looking at modeling and, for many months, many iterations, over 30 iterations. And we look at, oh my gosh, you can't believe the data that we comb through, and just data. It's a lot of fun, because you can see when you're modeling how by just calibrating a little bit different, the numbers all change. It's kind of like that. It's really cool. So that's very geeky. I just said that, but anyway, never mind. I just kind of like, I felt like Revenge of the Nerds all of a sudden. But in any case, but here's the thing, is that it's about time. I want you to write this down. And again, many of you are in organizations that have tremendous systems. And one of the things that I left out of the 3 trends converging that actually make the systems work, okay, is duplication and just trusting the system of your people. But I want to put this concept out there for you to think about on the taproot. And I want you to just write down, now you have 3 that you can see there, but I want you to actually put you, and I want you to have 5 wide. So 5 wide, personally sponsored in your enrollment tree, 5 wide. 5 people that are the strongest ones that you so far are the strongest organization. And on top of those boxes, I want you to write this: 35, above the next one, write 25, 15, 15, 10. 35, 25, 15, 15, 10. This is a 5 wide model for taprooting. 35% of your time, 25% of your time, 15% of your time, 15% of your time, 10% of your time goes in those lines in the hours that you allocate each week to taproot. You still have your personal business. You're still recruiting. You're still sharing. You're still patching. You're still following up with your customers. Amazing. You're still doing all these things. You still have your team calls. You're still reading your newsletters. You're still doing all your other things. But think about it this way. If you will invest 10 hours a week in taprooting, 10 hours a week, you can use that same mathematical formula. 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours an hour in each of those lines. That means that you're on the, how can I help you? Can I get on your 3-way call? Can I, blah, 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 whatever you're doing. And you're nurturing and you're caring for the people in there, and you're driving down in depth, and you're identifying the emerging stars, and you are giving them the gift of your wisdom. In every country around the world, no matter where you are giving the gift of your wisdom to these people, and now you're going to get rewarded for it. And now by advancing in ranks, you can open up more generations, because again, work this plan will work for you. Work this plan will work for you. This is a working person's plan. It is one that puts the control back in your own hand and your own effort and your own goals to be able to give yourself a raise and understand how it's going to happen by what you're going to unlock strategically in the compensation plan to be able to improve the quality of your life. So as you look at these, I will close with two things. But the first one is this, okay? The mistake that I've seen in comprehending this whole taproot system, the mistake that I've seen people do even when they start working a taproot model is that they spend that 35% of their time with their most successful line. They spend 35% of their time in a taproot model for 10 hours a week with the most successful people. Why? Because I want to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. It feels good. It's winning. It's exciting. I love my people. Of course, they love me so much. I get on their calls and I can see all this success and I feel so happy. But Nanny McPhee, the philosopher, the modern day Mary Poppins, Nanny McPhee, as I was sitting there watching this movie with my children in a theater, said these magical words. She said, when you need me and you don't want me, I will be there. When you want me but you don't need me, I'll be gone. When you need me but don't want me, I will be there. When you want me but you don't need me, I will be gone. I sat there in that movie theater, here's another geek moment, and I went, taprooting! Nanny McPhee! All right. But no, seriously, this is it. This is it. So be thinking about these groups as you're driving down in depth. Be thinking about how you're going to maximize this brilliant piece of the conversation. That, by the way, there is no other binary that I am aware of anywhere in the world that has this. None. Not one. Zero. Not a binary. So this is innovation at its finest at LifeWave. As you're thinking about it, thinking, where am I spending time? Are they the people that really need me, or are they the ones that just want me because they love me so much? And that's fine too, but be thinking about your balance. So I was just backstage getting ready to come out, and I was talking to our very excited speaker, Dr. Stacy, and she says, oh yeah, well, you know, I've been working with my people on this concept, and this is how I figured out, because here's the reality, folks. It's going to be a couple months before this plan goes live. You have got extra time. We built this event to make sure that we were giving you extra time to be able to prepare yourself for the plan, in addition to the transition plan that I'll talk about this afternoon. And so, you know, she was talking about how she does it with her team. So write this down really quick. If you have any questions, Stacy's cell phone number is, no, just kidding. Talk to your upline, talk to your regional manager. Anyway, go into your back office. Number one, go to organization. Number two, go to the enroller team report. Number three, drag your GVU column next to the name. Number four, drag your leg column next to GVU. Double click slowly, because our system can be a little glitchy. Double click on GVU slowly. Click, click. Click once and it will put a 0 there. Then click once more and the highest will be at the top, and it will show you highest to lowest. And then you can take a piece of paper, you can draw right and left, and you can start identifying where to work. So this is unfortunately a manual process, but you can do it today. Okay, eventually when we go online, you're going to have reports. It's all going to be lovely and convenient. But you, because you're in this room, you, because you're watching or watching it on replay, you have now the power to take charge and begin the taprooting. Talk to your upline. Thanks, everybody.